Okay, sorry, I look terrible right now. It's 8:58. I woke up like 20 minutes ago. And I'm crying a little. So, uh, this is a video diary. I'm keeping a video diary because I found out a little while ago that my roommate is freaking insane, and I'm trying to cover my butt. And I'm a little worried he's trying to take my money and my security deposit, steal it. My roommate, a few days ago, I think I have the exact date written down somewhere. He said he was kicking me out because, quote, I was friends with someone of the other race, which is, my friend is black, and I had brought him over to hang out. I brought him over twice in the month that I was here. One time he fell asleep on my bed while we were watching anime and fell asleep because he works around here, so it was like whatever. He didn't actually have work the next day, but that was all in the contract, is finding someone to spend the night. Actually once a week, and this was once in the month that I had been staying there. I had only been staying here a month. So that day after I finished giving him the last of my security deposit, he came over. He's like, oh, so someone left the front door open. Or not the front door open, someone left the front door locked. And I was like, and he said, do you ever leave it unlocked? I'm like, sometimes during the day if I go for a walk around the block, I'll leave it unlocked. You know, when you're in the morning and you want to walk, you get that urge. But I said, I don't leave it unlocked at night. And he's like, well, you must have, because the other roommate is a girl, I don't know her freaking name. She wouldn't leave it, she's lived here for like a year, and she's never left it unlocked. And I'm like, whatever, I don't want to argue. But I didn't do it, and leave, whatever. So I was turning to go, and I was like, this is 10 minutes, or 20 minutes after I had given him my, gosh, I look all puffy with my eyes when I cry. Sorry, this is 20 minutes after I had given him my security deposit, and then he was like, as I was trying to go, I said, oh, my friend's coming over to hang out again, are you okay with that? I know she was acting a little weird. And he came over, and he's like, well, actually, no, I'm not, I'm from Detroit. And he went on this big spiel, and I'm like, do you understand? I'm like, no, what are you trying to say? And he's like, if I had known you were friends with someone of the other race, I wouldn't have come over. And don't tell me he's not your boyfriend, I'm not stupid. So then he said, you have 30 days, or he said, then you have to be out by the, I said, well, okay, I don't understand that, but those are your personal feelings. I'll just wait. You said someone had to be here until after February, right? So I'll wait till February and I'll move out because I don't want to have to not hang out with my friend at my house. He said, February? No, you're moving out on the 1st. This was on the 12th. And I told him, no, I know my rights. And he said, you signed away your rights in the contract. And he's like, you have to be out by the 1st. The first 90 days were a probation period. So I'm freaking out, but I'm like, I know that's not true. So I went and I read the contract, and it actually specifically said that I had to be here for 30 days if he could get 30 days notice. So it actually even said that he had to give you 30 days notice on the 1st, so he didn't technically have me move out until he would have to tell me on December 1st, because it was like November 12th or something like that. I have the exact date somewhere. I think it's November 12th. So he would have to tell me December 1st, and I'd have to move out January 1st. But I'm not going to be dick, so it's going to be November 12th. Anyways, I had paid in cash. My first check, there was a problem with somebody put money into my account. He waited days to turn the check in until I had mentioned that I had gone to the ATM that day and I had noticed something wrong. And he's like, oh, well, I plan on putting it in today. So I called my aunt. She was going to wire me. She wired me $80. T-Mobile took out the wire fee. Then they took out, he put his check in, and they took out money for a bounce check fee. And they basically took away all that $80 in fees. The Bank of America, not T-Mobile, sorry. So Bank of America screwed me over there. Oh well, that's life. So he told me that, and that very day I gave him the money for the rent plus an extra $33 because he said he had to take the cab. And this is from DePaul to Bucktown, which is like $15 by taxi. So I gave him more than enough. Anyways, because I know because my uncle used to go to DePaul and we used to live around here. My uncle, my in-law. Anyways, so I had paid in cash because of that one incident that was, so because he wanted it. But I'm like, okay, I don't mind. He never gave me a receipt, and I was actually going to mention that to him the day that he kicked me out. So, the day that he kicked me out, I mentioned it to him, and he didn't do anything. So finally I wrote up my own receipt and gave it to him. It's like, just copied it. I wrote up a receipt, I asked him to sign it, and he said, no, I want to print it up on the computer and make it nice, because I had it on, freaking line paper. I just wanted some proof with his signature on it. But I gave him my money, because he had been acting weird when he kicked me out and trying to talk about ways to get my security deposit, and I'm like, no, you're not taking my $400. That's not the way it works. You can't say that if I sneeze and it bothers you, you take away some of my $400. Anyways, he, today, I'd been asking him for a receipt, and he kept being like, I'm busy. And he had even at one point freaked out when I told him about my security deposit. I had said, you can't take these things legally, but you do what you think is legally right, and if you're wrong, the repercussions will fall on you, because I'm willing to fight for my money, because I need this money to live. I work minimum wage. I work full-time, and I'm in school online full-time, on medical assistant program. He had flipped out that day. I just kept saying those words. I didn't even say anything else. Those words, and he got really angry, and he's like, why are you being such a hard ass? But after then, he had still been pretty polite. I confronted him about his racism. I mentioned that one day. I was like, it kind of sucks that you're throwing me out because you're racist. He's like, I'm not racist. I have a black friend who's a crack addict in Detroit. And I'm like, okay. But I'm saying someone who has a friend who's a crack addict. No, but I kept asking for my receipt and kept being like, I'm busy or I don't have it now. And I'm working like 10 hours a day, so I don't see him that often because he also works nights and he sleeps during the day, and I don't want to wake someone up, But, so I texted him asking for my receipt, and he texted back, please don't text this number. I'm like, that's weird. So I get home, I knock on the door because I see the lights on. This other girl who lives there opens the door. She sleeps in her room a lot. Today he called her his fiance. I really don't know what's going on there. I don't care. She said he's at work. But I asked her to tell him, ask him for the receipt. She said she'd leave the message. So when I started this, it was like 8:93 or something. Now it's 9:07. When I had started this, like 5 minutes before, I had walked in the kitchen, or I guess 10 minutes, because the conversation took a little while, or I don't know, but a little bit right before I did this video, he had, been in the kitchen, and I had coming out of the restroom, and I saw him, and he said, he saw me, and he flipped out. I said, no, I just said the word, can you leave my receipts on the table? Because I'm not even saying please anymore. I mean, it's been like 5 days since I asked this. It's, let me see. It's been, 6 days since I first asked for the receipt. And, that's a lot of time, and I'm worried about my money, because I'm starting to wonder if he's a scammer, because I'm remembering how he didn't give me the contract for living here first until I made it obvious that I was not going to give him my first check until he gave me the contract. So he didn't give me the contract until like 3 days after I lived here. So I'm starting to wonder if he's just a scammer rather than racist. I don't know which would be worse. He flipped out and he started screaming at me. And he started screaming like, don't come in and talk to my fiance. And knock on my door and talk to my fiance. And he's like, don't use my stove or my dishes. It's the communal dishes. That's when when I moved in, he said, yeah, just use any of my dishes rather than buying your own, because the cupboards are, because they're stuffed. He's a chef. So I didn't buy any dishes of my own, rather than, the basic. He didn't say, he said I could use his stuff, but I wanted to use my own forks and stuff. He's like, don't use my washer and dryer, don't use my bathroom, don't walk in my living room, just stay with your fat ass in that room. And he's like, and if you try to talk to me, I'll drag you out of there. And he's like, I can kick your ass. He's like, I was like, don't come near me, dude, you're scaring me. And he and I was like, why are you angry? Why are you this mad? And he didn't tell me anything. He just kept screaming at me. He's like, don't ask me for that receipt. I had other stuff going on in my life. I don't need to deal with you. And go back to your black boyfriend. Apparently girls and guys can't just be friends. But anyways, then he physically threatened me. I was like, don't physically threaten me. He's like, you got a lawyer, fine, bring it in. You can't do nothing. You try to call cops, you're an uneducated girl working at Subway. I don't work at Subway. But that's what he said. I do work at a fast food place. He's like, you're an uneducated girl with, working at blah 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 at Subway. He had said, it's my word against yours, and they're always gonna believe me. And go back to your black boyfriend. And he's screaming at me. He's like, and I could drag you out of here. And he was just threatening to physically get harm. I said, dude, don't threaten me physically. And he's like, you can't do anything about it. You can't do shit about it. And I said, don't get close to me. You're scaring me. And then he's like, you sit in your room in your small bed and your fat ass. Apparently he's been inside my room, which is worrisome. And he wouldn't tell me why he was this upset, which makes me wonder if he really is a scammer and it was just because I asked for my receipt. So I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit scared right now. I feel it. Because I'd rather have to be a scammer at this point, because if not, then he's freaking insane. I have to find a place to move out, because I don't want to be living with a crazy person, Anyways, I'm recording this because my aunt said, baby, I did keep a diary. I want to read right now. It's 9/11. So, adventures with my racist roommate that was originally planning on getting like a little recorder and sticking it in my cleavage, because that's by my mouth. And recording what he says, but I don't really want to talk to him yet because I'm scared. If anyone has any advice, when he called me fat ass 20 billion times, but I am fat, so that doesn't bother me. I'm 200 something pounds. We are. No, it is pretty insulting because he meant it to be insulting. If anyone has any advice, please take it. In the meantime, if you see an ad on Craigslist in Bucktown for a white dude, might want to say something like, "Oh, my friend black," to see how he feels about it. And if he flips out on you, run out that door. This guy is insane. I can't say his name because my uncle said that it is my word against his, because I talked to my uncle about this and he took his health stats. He didn't actually become a lawyer or anything, but he did take his health stats. And he said if I do say anything about him without proof, this guy, that he can sue me for slander. So, and I said, even if it's the truth, and he's like, if you don't have proof, who's to say what's the truth? Yeah, so, that's it. If anybody has any advice for me, please give it. I'm really scared right now. That guy was like really angry again. Really, like, he was screaming, his arms waving. I did not want him near me. I really felt like he was gonna hit me.